Good evening, everybody. Happy 4th of July. This is Maurice from the Triple M Mile Railroad. As you can see in front of you, I actually have pulled out my MTH Gevos, and I have 3 of them. And I also have 1-9, which is right here, also by MTH. And this one I got from my uncle. Basically, it was a Christmas present, more or less. And this is all of the engines I have here. Now, basically I did a review on this when I first got them back in, I believe, October, November. But I didn't particularly care for the review. I didn't like the way it came out, and you know, so I just didn't publish a review. So this is just basically it's basically a showcase, more or less, more than a review. I mean, it's going to be a part review on these models, and they do not have any type of decoders in them. And I haven't decided what decoders I'm going to get for them. I mean, I might just slap in some ESU Selector X. No, excuse me, not the Selector X, the Selects. Put some Selects in there and call it a day. I mean, the Selects are pretty good. They work extremely well. You know, just for ease of installation. I mean, I went over the instructions on how to update these decoders. I mean, update these engines with the decoders. And it's not quite all that straightforward. It's a little complicated. It's nothing like Athearn's or... Well, Athearn's, you gotta change the lights. That's what makes it complicated. But it's not like Intermountain. Intermountain is pretty straightforward when it comes to taking their engines apart. What makes it a little complicated is the way they have their PCB boards for the decoders and what you have to do to actually get certain things or certain light functions to work and all this kind of yada yada yada. Speaker installation is a bit strange, if I put it like that. The speakers are mounted in the tank, the fuel tank of the engines itself, the models itself, and it's a little complicated. It's not, you know, I mean, in my opinion, it's not all that great. You know, MTH make things difficult. I don't know if they do it intentionally or what. You know, but they don't make these processes all so easy to do. Just plug in and go. This one's not quite that way. So, saying that, what do I think about these models overall? If I give the actual BNSF Gevos a rating from 1 to 10, I give them like an 8. And here is why. When it comes to the quality of these models, they're not, I mean, it looks good, but there are some misses. And let's take a look at some of the misses. I don't know if you're going to see it here, but one of these ditch lights, I think it may be on 7028, they're a little cockeyed. These appear to be fine. And let's see this one here. Yeah, that one is a little cockeyed. The one that's on the left, it's a little cockeyed. And also, let's take a look at the trucks. Now the trucks are very detailed, but they're not quality detail. You can see, if you look at the brake lines that's going across, it looks all bent up, almost like the train had derailed and it got, you know, and they salvaged it and they actually put the damaged engine on the track. Yeah, you can see clearly that they're all bent up, and this is with every Giro that I have from MTH, which is only 3. But yeah, as you can see, the quality is not there. The detail's there, but the quality's not there. You know, this one is slightly better, but you can see it bent. And this one here, yeah, it's all bent up. Now, can it be fixed? Anything can be fixed. But, you know, that's just something I expect them to do better. I mean, if Intermountains can have theirs tight, and I actually have, do I have one of their engines? I don't think I do. I don't think I have their new BNSF engines yet. This is basically, this prototype is the way they call C4, the C4 class. Now, in other words, the name designation is ES44C4. Now, what does that mean? Now, for the ones that don't know, the C4 stand for basically the trucks. Instead of having all 6 trucks having the electric generator that's in them, the C4s has only 8. I mean, excuse me, they only have 4. My apologies. They only have 4 as opposed to 6. And so the truck in the middle, or the wheel in the middle, actually doesn't have a motor. And how this is designed is that when the train is not under load, to save fuel, that part of the wheel actually lifts off the track. And supposedly that's supposed to save fuel. I really don't know how. I mean, probably they've done experimentations on it, and it actually maybe worked. It might work, but that's the reason why. To me, I find it kind of stupid to do it that way. It might as well just leave all 6 trucks with power, because I know, and then this is what BNSF claims. They claim that this doesn't affect traction. That has to, in my opinion, it has to affect traction and pulling power. This having 2 less generators, prime mover generators in the trucks, it just doesn't make any type of sense. And they're saying that it's going to be less power unless the 4 that are on there are a different type of generators, which actually produce more power. You know, but then you got the problem of wheel slippage. You know, so they claim that, you know, supposedly this is, you know, this is better and it works better, and well, I can tell you that I don't think Union Pacific had adopted this idea. I don't recall them having any C4s, but I would check. I'll definitely check and investigate that. You know, I mean, they look, I mean, the models, I mean, overall, and also there's also another problem with this particular one. The radiator on this one, on the very top, it's a little loose there. Loosey. Goosey. Yeah. Yeah, but overall, the models, I mean, I got to do some work to them to actually get them a little tighter. You know, especially around the trucks. But I'm going to do that once I start getting decoders for them. And I'm always saying I'm going to get decoders on these locomotives. Always buying locomotives without decoders. And some people that's following me probably think, oh, you always buy without decoders, but you never install them, or you rarely install them. I know I do that. You know, but I mean, well, for the reason why I didn't buy decoders for this particular model is that I don't like the MTH decoders. Now the reason why that I don't like the decoders that they have to offer for this model, because it doesn't sound like a Gevo. Yeah, you can hear the fireworks. Maybe you can hear the fireworks in the background. They're just blowing stuff outside. Anyway, I don't like the decoders. I don't like the way they sound. When I heard the sound for the first time, and I'm like, I had to like pinch myself, because I'm like, now, this can't be for real. It does not sound like it does not sound like the Gevo that I've heard. It almost sounds like a turbine engine. Basically, the sounds will actually start up. It will sound like a Gevo on startup. They got that right. But then once the sequence ends, then it sounds like a turbine. I'm like, wait a minute, why would they do that? So in other words, they probably really couldn't get any Gevo sounds or samples or proper samples, or they got a good sample, but they like to jazz things up their way, which is kind of dumb. Yes, I'm criticizing them. I can't help it, but yeah, it was kind of dumb. They could have just had the proper Gevo sounds, and I would have actually bought it as it is. I would have bought the decoder. I mean, with the decoder. It'll save me a lot of trouble. But they didn't do that, so it forced me to buy it without a decoder. So now I got to install decoders. So now I got to buy decoders. That's the whole thing. And there's a lot of things I need to buy. There's so many things I want to buy. It's ridiculous. I want to buy decoders. I want to buy speakers. I want to buy lights. That would actually be for my other projects. I mean, it would be cool to actually put them on this one. Maybe if I actually get the Lock Sound version 4s with the 21 pin, made it with an 8 pin, I think that is possible. And then do some wire finagle, I can actually get the front trucks to actually light up. I mean, that's the plan for my afterns. I know I'm going to do that for those. That's going to actually look cool, to be honest with you. Yeah, but that's actually realistic. You know, it's not so much of a gimmick, but it's actually realistic the way that is done. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the turbine, the one that's coming out with scale trains, may have that. I think they do. I mean, it has a lot of features, you know. And the 21 pin is actually an excellent decoder, where you know you could put so many features on that thing. It's ridiculous. You can have so many functions. So yeah, that's basically it on these models. And packing these things and unpacking them, oh god, it's like I was unpacking this thing, and it's so many things you gotta take out and take off, and you know, the padding and all this. I think it's a little overkill. I mean, I understand why they do it, but you know, I think it's just a bit over the top. I've been rambling for 15 minutes, and I'm not going to be able to run these because, of course, it doesn't have the coders. So, I just hope you guys, I just hope you liked the video. Again, I did a video before on this, and it never came out with it because I didn't have adequate lighting. Now that I have adequate lighting, I kind of forced myself to take out these camera lights so you can actually finally see what I'm, you know, I mean, it's not like the other videos that, I mean, you can see stuff, but this is like very bright. So there's no problems. And the camera actually works pretty darn good. The camera phone, that is. I've been filming with the camera phone all my videos lately. I was not even using my, my Galaxy camera. Actually, I'm using that for my computer filming, which I have done earlier today, which I got to complete tomorrow, so I can post on my other alternate channel for my computer business. Alright, so enough of this. What's up next is those Broadways. That's another one I have not reviewed, and that's going to be actually running. So I'm going to have these engines on the foreground, and I'm going to bring those other babies up, my 412.2s. So hang tight for the next video. Have a good evening.